Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, a teen shot and killed tonight in one Connecticut city. We'll tell you what we've learned so far.
Also right now at 10, taking the stand, the families of Sandy Hook victims with more emotional testimony during the Alex Jones trial in Waterbury. Their heart-wrenching testimony tonight. And one teen in our state sending letters to leaders all over the globe and getting plenty of responses. We'll hear from him about their words of wisdom in this Fox 61 exclusive. But we begin tonight at 10 as Connecticut's preparing for Vice President Kamala Harris's visit tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman. And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. The Vice President will be joined by Congresswoman Jahana Hayes and the National President of Planned Parenthood for an abortion rights discussion at Central Connecticut State University. Fox 61's Tony Black live in New Britain tonight as the city and the state get ready to host the VP. Tony.
Yeah, Jen and Ben, preparations are underway here at Central Connecticut State University for the Vice President to make a trip tomorrow. And planning for a political figure like this takes a lot of effort from police like CCSU to even Secret Service. State police here in Connecticut say that the school, they're not the only one who should be preparing for this visit, though.
I think it's fantastic that she chooses this school out of all the others in the country.
Students at Central Connecticut State University are excited to welcome Vice President Kamala Harris to the New Britain School. Fences have been posted and tents have been put up in preparation for her visit Wednesday. She'll take part in an afternoon discussion about abortion rights.
I'm a little excited. You know, I heard she's coming about reproduction rights, so I want to hear what she has to say about it. It's a big issue.
The big issue discussion takes big planning from CCSU police to New Britain police to state police. Sergeant Christine Geltema says it involves help from the top down as they assist the Secret Service.
We, in our specialized units, meet with the Secret Service and we assist them with whatever needs that they have.
She warns traffic in New Britain will be a mess. On-ramps and off-ramps and parts of the highway will be closed as the Vice President travels to and from CCSU. She's flying into Bradley International at 9:45 in the morning and out of the airport at 3:25 in the afternoon. Drivers should anticipate possible commute disruptions.
Don't get frustrated. Stay patient. We try to reopen these as soon as possible, and it's more for the safety of the politicians and the safety of the commuters that will be traveling in the area.
Sergeant Geltema says it seems like they are engaging with the Secret Service more often. The VP delivered the keynote address at the Coast Guard Academy graduation in New London in May. Former President Barack Obama also visited New Britain in 2014. Plus, Education Secretary Miguel Cardona is from Meriden. Students hope the abortion rights discussion here at CCSU will stay civil from both commentators and anyone who attends. Harris will speak alongside representatives from Planned Parenthood.
I hope that all the students here are able to remain level-headed.
We were speaking with a political science professor here at the school yesterday who said that there probably is a political aspect of this. The vice president coming to speak alongside Representative Jahana Hayes just a couple weeks before the election, even though the congresswoman says that this is not campaign business. And we'll have coverage of the vice president's visit to Connecticut on the Fox 61 News tomorrow, as well as on our website, fox61.com. Live in New Britain, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. And we are following breaking news right now out of Waterbury, where police say a teen was shot and killed tonight.
Officers responding to Bishop Street just before 6:30 this evening found a 17-year-old who'd been shot. He was rushed to St. Mary's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. No arrests have been made. Police are still investigating that shooting. Stay with Fox 61 for updates on air, online, and on the free Fox 61 News app. Also tonight, we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at this forecast. I think all of us are wanting some sun, Rachel, eventually.
It's cold out there.
We're going to have to wait another full day before we get back to sunshine and warmer temperatures tomorrow, reaching for that light jacket and an umbrella on your way out the door with another chilly rain in store. It'll be off and on through the evening tonight and right through your Wednesday before we end up getting some relief, though the wind will slowly ramp down. You'll see some showers coming through the state right now. You'll see Litchfield County, especially basically the southern half down is dealing with some rain right now. Some locally heavier downpours located one round around Bristol. And as we continue on our tour here, another one through Rocky Hill and Glastonbury and Andover, seeing some rain as well. And we have more that's coming in to the shoreline and more that's rotating in off of the ocean as well. So plenty more showers to get through. At least we still do technically need the rain. We are still in a drought for most of the state. Right now, looking at the wind, we're out of the north and northeast, anywhere between 9 to 22 miles per hour. And this is the consistent wind. There's an occasional higher gust up to 25 or 30. As we head through the day tomorrow, again, it's more of the same. Off and on rain, a locally heavier downpour, and I can't rule out an isolated rumble of thunder tonight or tomorrow as well. High temperatures in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. It does get less windy as we head through tomorrow afternoon, and then some sunshine. We'll talk about that late week improvement and look ahead to the weekend coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. New at 10 o'clock tonight, a Hartford mother pleading guilty in connection with the death of her baby daughter back in 2018. Ashley Perez Rivera sentenced to 10 years in prison, suspended after 5 years. Since she's been in prison since she was arrested, she'll finish out her sentence in 8 months. Edwin Babylonia was found guilty of manslaughter in the case yesterday. 4 years ago, 7-week-old Emily was found with a brain bleed and a severe spinal injury. Her parents, Babylonia and Perez Rivera, were both arrested. They tried to stop her from crying, but investigators say that Babylonia shook the baby and caused her injuries. She died several days later at the hospital. Well, new tonight, a Manchester man's convicted of sexually assaulting an 11-year-old boy that he met at an after-school program. Hartford State's attorney says 43-year-old Robert Nichols was found guilty of 3 charges. According to testimony, the victim says that he met Nichols at the program that he ran at Fox Elementary School in Hartford back in 2009 and 2010. Nichols offered for the victim to stay at his home during the summer to help his mother discipline him. The boy was physically and sexually assaulted during his stay. Nichols is scheduled for sentencing at the end of the month.
Well, new testimony tonight from Sandy Hook families in the defamation trial of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. The last of the plaintiff's witnesses called to the stand. More family members of Sandy Hook victims detailing the trauma that they lived through. Fox 61's Gabby Molina has more from Waterbury Superior Court.
Alex Jones did come to court, but he did not testify. Instead, he spoke outside several times, including an afternoon press conference. He wasn't present in the courtroom, though, when the families detailed the toll that the lies have taken on them. The final Sandy Hook family member to take the stand, Mark Barden, the father of 7-year-old Daniel Barden.
He did have this beautiful sense of empathy and concern and care for others.
The morning Daniel was killed, Barden said he had spent some extra time with his son, watching the sunrise through the window while they cuddled on the couch before putting him on the school bus.
I know I hugged him and kissed him and told him I loved him. But I had no way of knowing it would be the last time.
But like the other families have testified, he soon found himself having to navigate losing his son while receiving an influx of threats and disturbing comments.
The whole thing is as phony as a $3 bill.
Something Alex Jones had said on his show.
I mean, it just is the fakest thing since the $3 bill.
Barden's afternoon testimony was interrupted after the fire alarm went off in Waterbury Superior Court, prompting a brief evacuation.
Someone pulled the fire alarm in the parking garage.
Earlier in the day, his wife Jackie also testified, along with Josephine Wheeler, the mother of Ben Wheeler, both describing what the lies have done to their families.
They took my identity. They took my husband's identity. They took my surviving child's identity.
Jones was not present in the courtroom during the testimony, but did hold a press conference outside, calling into question whether or not he'll end up taking the stand this week.
I'm not sure I'll even go on the stand tomorrow because it's a trap.
The trial is moving along as scheduled, which means that the jury will soon have to decide how much Jones owes the families in damages. In Waterbury, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
Well, new at 10, 2 unions address their safety concerns to state leaders as Windham Hospital nurses demand better pay, benefits, and working conditions. The presidents for the nurses unions of Windham and Bacchus Hospitals sent a letter to the Department of Public Health. It says that they're concerned Hartford Healthcare, which runs Windham Hospital, is keeping 2 of its 3 floors there closed. The unions also say that they have the nurses to work, but schedules are being canceled. This comes after Windham Hospital nurses striked for 2 days last month. The president of Wyndham Hospital denies the claims in the letter, saying there are protocols in place to ensure patients get the right care at the right time.
Well, new tonight, a federal judge dismissing a lawsuit filed by employees of the Holyoke Soldiers Home in Massachusetts, which was the center of a devastating COVID-19 outbreak in 2020. The suit was brought against 4 members of the home's leadership team. The workers claimed that their constitutional rights were violated because they were forced to work in inhumane conditions. But the judge says those workers did not demonstrate which rights were violated. More than 80 residents died at the Holyoke Soldiers Home during one of the deadliest COVID outbreaks in a long-term care facility in the country. Veterans and their families settled a class action lawsuit against the state for $56 million back in May.
And new at 10, proposed new legislation is aimed at improving mental health on college campuses by helping institutions create suicide prevention plans. The Enhancing Mental Health and Suicide Prevention Through Campus Planning Act would amend the Higher Education Act. It would require the Departments of Education and Health and Human Services to work together to promote positive mental health among students. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds.
We have much